Hey everybody, so today for writing I just want to take a little bit of time and show you again the writing reviews slideshow that I made, okay? So this week we're going to take it slow. We're just going to talk a lot about what a review is, okay? And because I can't see you guys in person and have a conversation and answer your questions, I just want to keep going over it because then next week you're going to start to write your own review. This week we're going to just talk about it and we might do a little bit of writing, but it would be more Mrs. Bruin showing you, okay? So you don't actually have to turn anything in, but I do really want to make sure that you do listen to these videos, okay? Because they are important. So remember, a review is a written opinion about something that you experienced. So your opinion usually is something that you liked or something that you didn't like. Okay, and we talked yesterday about all the different things that can get reviewed. This week we're talking specifically about a book review. So a good review will hook the reader with the beginning sentence. So you might want to say, have you ever read a fairy tale before? Well, if you like fairy tales, I bet you will like such and such. Or you might say like, if you love fairy tales, do not read the Ninja Little Red Riding Hood because it was terrible. So that would be like a review. It's not really my opinion, but that would be how you kind of hook the reader because they're thinking, well, why is it so terrible? Or why is it so great? Okay? And you always want to tell a little bit, like just a sentence or two. You don't want to retell the whole story, but just a little bit. Okay? A good review tells the writer's personal opinion. What do you think? It has strong reasons and powerful language. Okay? And it tells things that it uses examples. So think about saying that you loved it because, or it was excellent because it reminded you, or the author of the book did an amazing job of. Give really specific examples. People tend to believe your opinion more when you can be more specific. So for example, if Mrs. Bruin went to a restaurant and I said, oh, it was really good, I liked it. I bet nobody's going home and saying to mom and dad, oh my gosh, Mrs. Bruin went to a restaurant, can we go? However, if I said, you guys, I went to the best restaurant this weekend. They had pizza that was so thin and cheesy and delicious. I can't stop talking about it. I loved it so much. And because I'm giving specific examples of how great the food was, how much I loved the pizza, some of you might go home and remember that and say to mom and dad, oh, Mrs. Bruin tried a really good restaurant. Okay? So the more examples you give, the more specific examples you give, the more lasting your opinion will be. Remember, you're trying to persuade someone. So persuading someone is when you want to kind of get them to think like you're thinking. Okay, and we talked about using a rating scale, so 5 stars or 4 stars or a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Okay, so now I'm going to switch gears a little bit and I'm going to show you the second slideshow. Oops, where is it? Right here. That I have for you guys. And this one is about categories. So a category is a part of your paragraph or different parts of what you're talking about. So these are some categories you might write about for a book. So here's the hook. What does the author do to hook? Give examples, okay? You might tell about, is it entertaining? You might say if it's funny or sad. You might say, is it predictable? How about the plot, what the story was about? Was that really good? Or you might talk about the characters. So when you have to give a book review, you want to think of 3 things that really stand out that you can talk about, either good things or bad things. So you're going to see a graphic organizer that looks like this. And we're going to work a little bit with this tomorrow. I'm just showing you today. So you're reviewing a book, and then here's where you would put the name of the book. So when we do this, I think what we'll do, because we've all heard the story, is we're going to review The Monkey and the Turtle. So now we need to think of 3 categories or 3 things we can talk about, okay? So we might want to say one category might be how they got you interested in the book. What was the beginning of the story like? Did that really interest you? It might be the hook. We might want to talk about the plot. I thought that this book was kind of suspenseful because I kept waiting for the big trick to come. And we really had to wait to the end for the big trick to come, didn't we? It was kind of filled with little tricks. We might want to make the category about the illustrations. Or we might want to make the category about how it is a trickster tale. Okay, and we might want to say that it's a trickster tale from the Philippines. We might want to give a little information like that. So, just to review, when you do a book review, you're going to come up with 3 categories or 3 things that you can write about. Okay, so that is your writing lesson for today. If you guys have some free time and you want to try writing, and it doesn't have to be about the Trickster Tale books, if you want to try writing a book review about maybe one of your favorite books, it might be something fun to try today. All right, I will see you later. Bye-bye.